helping siblings cope when one child gets more attention or support. As parents, we dedicate our lives to loving and nurturing each of our children, often stretching ourselves to our absolute limits. But what happens when life throws an unexpected curveball, and one child suddenly needs much more of your time, energy, and emotional bandwidth? Perhaps it is an illness, a learning difference, a developmental challenge, or even a difficult life event that requires intense focus on one child. Suddenly, the delicate balance you've worked so hard to maintain shifts dramatically. You might find yourself caught in a painful tug-of-war, feeling immense guilt for the child who needs you most, and simultaneously worrying deeply about your other children who may now feel a little bit invisible, confused, or even resentful. This is an incredibly common, yet often unspoken, challenge in family life. You are not alone in this experience. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when one child's needs seem to swallow all the attention in the room. You worry about the long-term impact on the other children, fear they might feel unloved, or that sibling relationships could become strained. Your intention is always to provide equally, but the reality of life often demands uneven distribution of care. Today, we're going to explore this sensitive topic together, understanding the emotional load on every member of your family, and giving you practical, loving ways to coach the feelings of all your children during these seasons of uneven attention. Our goal is to foster understanding, connection, and empathy within your family, replacing potential bitterness with resilient bonds. If this topic is already resonating deeply with you, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Wise Parent for more supportive insights, and let me know in the comments if you've experienced a season where one child in your family needed more concentrated support. Your stories help build our community. First, let's truly understand the emotional landscape in a family when one child requires extra care. It is more complex than it might first appear, and understanding these layers is the first step towards healing and connection. For the child who needs additional support, whether due to a physical ailment, an emotional challenge, or a learning difference, their world can be incredibly overwhelming. They might feel frustrated by their own struggles, embarrassed by the attention they draw, or even guilty about the burden they perceive themselves to be on the family. They might be experiencing their own intense anxieties, pain, or confusion, which understandably takes up a lot of their inner resources and your external support. This is a child who is having a hard time, and their needs are genuine and pressing. We must hold space for their experience with deep compassion. Now, consider the sibling, often referred to as the well child or the other child. They are not simply experiencing a lack of attention. They are having their own very real, very valid emotional experience. Imagine being a child whose parent, once readily available, now seems constantly preoccupied, stressed, or emotionally distant because their brother or sister needs so much. This can manifest in several ways. They might feel profound loneliness, a sense of abandonment, or like they are no longer important. Their developing brains, especially in those crucial 0 to 5 years, are wired for connection. When that connection feels disrupted or lessened, it can trigger deep insecurity. They might internalize the message that they are not as worthy of attention, or that their own needs are less important. This is not because you are intentionally sending that message, but because a child's brain is constantly trying to make sense of their world and their place within it. Beyond feeling invisible, these siblings can experience a cocktail of other challenging emotions. Resentment is common. Why does times my times sibling get everything? Why do times I times have to be quiet all the time? Why can't times I times have a meltdown? They might feel jealous of the extra privileges or concessions given to their sibling. There can be anger, confusion, and even a deep-seated guilt about feeling these things, leading them to suppress their true emotions. Sometimes, this can lead to acting out in an attempt to get any times kind of attention, even negative attention. Other times, a child might withdraw, becoming overly compliant or perfect to avoid adding to the family's stress, silently carrying their own burdens. These are all natural, human reactions to a genuinely difficult situation for a child. Our job, as brain architects, is to help them navigate these complex feelings and build pathways for empathy, resilience, and secure attachment, rather than resentment or shame. We are teaching them that all feelings are welcome and understandable, even the uncomfortable ones. So, how do we navigate this delicate balance? The core principle is not about achieving perfect equality in time, because that's often impossible. Instead, it's about achieving equity in love, understanding, and emotional validation for every child. It's about ensuring each child feels seen, heard, and deeply connected to you, regardless of the unique challenges in the family. We need to create an environment where emotional safety comes first for everyone. Here are some practical strategies to help your family cope when one child needs more concentrated support. First, implement regular family check-ins. These are not formal interrogations, but dedicated, low-pressure times where everyone in the family has a chance to share how they are truly feeling. This could be during dinner, before bed, or on a weekend morning. The key is consistency and creating a safe space for all times feelings without judgment. You might start by saying, "It's been a busy week, and I know things have been a bit different with siblings' name needing extra help. I'm feeling a little tired, but also really grateful for how we're all pulling together. How are you feeling right now? What's been hard? And what's been good?" Listen actively. If a child expresses frustration or sadness, validate it directly. "It makes sense that you feel frustrated when I have to spend so much time helping your sister with her therapy. That must be hard for you." This helps them name their feelings and understand that those feelings are acceptable. Second, prioritize special one-on-one time. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of completely undivided attention with the other sibling can make an enormous difference. This isn't about filling hours, it's about filling their emotional tank with focused connection. This means no phones, no distractions, just you and them. Let times choose the activity, whether it's reading a book, building with blocks, drawing, or simply talking about their day. For a teenager, it might be a quick drive to get a snack or listening to their music together. For a younger child, it could be a special mommy, daddy, and me game. This dedicated time sends a powerful message. You are important. You are seen. You are loved for exactly who you are, separate from your siblings' needs. These small, consistent deposits of connection reinforce their secure attachment and remind their developing brain that they are worthy of your focus. Third, offer honest and age-appropriate explanations. Children are incredibly perceptive, and when they don't have information, they often fill in the gaps with anxious or negative assumptions. Speak openly about why a sibling needs extra care, using language they can understand. For example, "Your brother's body needs extra medicine right now to help him get strong, and sometimes that means he needs more quiet time or more help from me." Or, "Your sister's brain learns a little differently than yours, so she needs a bit more practice with her homework, and that's why I'm sitting with her longer." Frame it in terms of what the sibling needs, not what they times get asterisk. This fosters understanding and empathy, rather than resentment. Reassure them that this extra help doesn't mean you love them any less. "My love for you is enormous, and it's big enough for everyone, even when someone needs a bit more help." Fourth, and this is crucial, validate all feelings, even the difficult ones. It is very tempting, when a child expresses jealousy or anger towards a sibling who is struggling, to quickly shut it down or make them feel guilty. We might say, "Don't say that. Your brother is sick." However, suppressing these feelings doesn't make them go away. It just teaches children to hide them. Instead, approach these moments with empathy. "It sounds like you're feeling really angry right now that sibling's name is getting to stay home from school and you have to go. That's a really frustrating feeling, and it's okay to feel that way. Let's talk about it." When you validate their feelings, you create emotional safety. You teach them that all parts of them are welcome, and that their emotional world matters. This is a cornerstone of emotional intelligence and builds their confidence in expressing their authentic self. If you are finding yourself nodding along, perhaps even feeling a little less alone in this challenge, please consider sharing this video with another parent who might be navigating similar waters. We are building a community here at Wise Parent, and your support helps us reach more families. And if you haven't yet, take a moment to subscribe so you don't miss out on future insights. What's one emotion your child has expressed about this situation that surprised you? Share it in the comments. Fifth, consider how to involve the other sibling in age-appropriate ways. This isn't about making them a caretaker, but about fostering a sense of contribution and connection. For a younger child, it might be helping to choose a book for their sibling or drawing a picture for them. For an older child, it could be a brief moment of reading to them or helping with a simple chore that frees up your time. This can help them feel like an active and valuable part of the family team, rather than an outsider looking in. Always ensure they have the option to say no, so it doesn't feel like an obligation or another burden. The goal is to build connection and empathy, not enforce duty. Sixth, intentionally. Focus on strengths and unique qualities of each child. In times of stress, it's easy to focus on the child with the most pressing needs. Make a conscious effort to regularly acknowledge and celebrate the individual strengths, talents, and unique personalities of your other children. I love how creative you are when you build with your Lego blocks. Or, your kindness to your friend today really impressed me. These affirmations build their self-worth and remind them that their contributions and identity are valued beyond their role as a sibling. This positive feedback helps to build a strong sense of self that is not dependent on comparisons with their siblings. Remember, you are not a bad parent for having to navigate these uneven seasons. You are a loving, committed parent doing your very best in challenging circumstances. By coaching the feelings of all your children, by prioritizing connection, and by making space for everyone's emotional experience, you are doing more than just coping. You are actively building a family unit with deep empathy, strong sibling bonds, and emotionally intelligent individuals who understand that love isn't about equal distribution of time, but about consistent, unconditional presence and validation. You are teaching them resilience, compassion, and the invaluable lesson that every person's needs are different, but every person's worth is immeasurable. This will serve them well throughout their entire lives. So, as you go about your day, I encourage you to pick just one of these strategies to implement. Perhaps it's a quick 5-minute special time with one of your children, or an honest, age-appropriate conversation about their siblings' needs. Start small, stay consistent, and watch the connections deepen in your family. If this video has helped you feel more confident and hopeful, please give it a like, subscribe to Wise Parent for more guidance, and share in the comments which strategy you plan to try first. You've got this, and we're here to support you every step of the way. If you want to dive deeper into building emotional resilience in children, check out our next video on how to help your child navigate disappointment and setbacks.